Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pastor Walden, and I am super elated to bring you this week's Wisdom on Wednesday. Today's midweek topic is entitled, The Blessed That Missed the Blessing. Oftentimes, when we reference the word blessed, it's often in the context of asking. Many times, the purpose of asking can be to obtain a material possession or the request for a financial miracle. There are other references to the word blessed. Some use it as a response when asked a question. For example, how are you? Although I can attest to having participated in all of the above blessed references, I can also affirm that you and I were blessed from the beginning of our time on earth. In some situations, the access of the blessings and coming into reality that we are really blessed is often not acknowledged nor understood until we've suffered a magnanimous loss. Let's look at the illustration of a family who had twin sons. The Bible tells us that Abraham's son Isaac had twin boys named Esau and Jacob. By adulthood, both Esau and Jacob were solidified in their positions. The word says Esau, the oldest twin, was a skilled hunter, a man of the fields. And Jacob, the baby of the two, was a plain man who dwelt in the tent at home. One day, Esau returned home from a long, hard day of work. Around this time, I can imagine him being hot, sweaty, thirsty, hungry, and tired. So, in the moment, his focus was to receive fulfillment by any means necessary. The first thing on his list was to get something to eat. You hungry? Esau asked Jacob to give him some of the food he had prepared because he was famished. Instead of Jacob positively agreeing to share some food with his brother, he took advantage of his brother Esau's vulnerability by using the opportunity to negotiate. Jacob says, I'll give you some food if you sell me your birthright for the food. And that quick moment, Esau agreed to sell out his purpose for the sake of feeding his flesh. He was so distracted by his hunger that he took for granted the legacy bestowed upon him at birth, pushing it aside like a pillar of salt. Esau nonchalantly says, look, I'm about to die if I don't eat soon. So of what use is this birthright to me? From such a drastic exchange, you may be wondering, how does someone trade in a life legacy for a bowl of stew? Could it be that Esau focused so much on what he needed to sustain his status as a skilled hunter that he willingly neglected his spiritual responsibility and set himself up to destroy the fabric of his soul? Or could it have been that his ego was so puffed up that regardless to what he agreed upon verbally, what belonged to him from birth could never be taken away, regardless of his disregard to the legacy? Some of you may make comparisons and say that you don't have Esau's issue. Regardless to your position of your parents' birth order, there are birthrights that come in your earthly family line and your rebirth spiritual experience as well. Let's go deeper. What have you pushed to the side or discarded since your natural birth or spiritual rebirth? Have you allowed your integrity to be hijacked? Has the Jacob in your life conned you out of your faith? Has the hardship in your life swept away your kindness? Have the manipulators in your circle stolen the compassion from your heart? Don't be like Esau. In other words, don't be the blessed that miss the blessing. The good thing for us alive today is that we don't have to end up like Esau. If we miss our blessing in our earthly birth, there is certainly a hope for us in our rebirth. All you have to do is wake up. Stop sleeping on the journey. Claim your rights and be the blessed who welcomes the blessing. This is Pastor Walden, and that's your Wisdom on Wednesday. Your reference guide is Genesis chapter 25 through Genesis chapter 27. Be sure to like our page at Conviction to Conversion. That's conviction, the number 2, conversion. And remember to stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made you free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Have a liberating day.